Okay.
Good morning. Today is Wednesday, July 25th, 2012. I'm talking with Mr. Lal Motwani. This interview is being conducted in New York City. Mr. Motwani, where is your desh?
Sindh, actually.
Sindh. And where in Sindh?
Sindh is, which is nowadays called West Pakistan.
Okay.
And I was born in 1st August 1936.
What place?
It's called Mehad.
Mehad,
and it is in District Dadu.
District Dadu. How big is Mehad? Do you have any memory?
Mehad was at that time was Talka. Talka is called a part of the estate, actually.
Okay.
And a lot of zamindars, mostly Hindu zamindars, were there.
So was it a Hindu majority city?
This was not a Hindu majority, but a lot of Hindus were there, and mostly they were very rich families.
Okay.
Part of them were mostly Motwanis.
Motwanis, oh, I see.
So, and they were mostly from our grandfathers, and then they become the brothers. They separated,
uncles and aunts. Yes. Now, how many generations you lived there, you think?
So far I remember I saw my grandfather, great-grandmother, and grandmother, and I had, my grandfather had 6 sons.
Okay.
So I saw...
They all lived there, but many generations.
We were living all together.
Okay, it was an extended family.
It was a very extended family. I will say we were in the one family about 50 people.
50 people?
50 people. And this building, what we were having, that was the highest building in the town.
Okay. How large was it? How many rooms?
Oh, there were a lot of rooms, because I remember that was a 4-story building at that time, which was constructed in 18th centuries.
Okay. So,
and if I go on the top of the building, I can see the whole town.
It's a brick building, brick and concrete? Brick and concrete. You had a lot of land also?
Yes, we had thousands of acres.
Land. But within the building property itself?
Yes, it was very big, and we were having a wall after this. We would have because my grandfather had 3 brothers more, so we had 4 families
living. They were different
and
structures?
Plus, no,
or within the same
building.
Okay.
The open courtyard for the women's were the same.
Okay.
Only there were 4 kitchens, I remember.
4 kitchens.
And but in the evening they were all together.
How many rooms? 10, 20, 40, 50?
I have not still counted, but I think we had I remember that we had a big hall on the first floor, and then the back there were 3-4 rooms. Okay. The height was at least 15 feet. 10 to 15 feet high, that hall, because there was no air conditioner at that time, no electricity, so we were having this
candles
and fanush at that time. And then we had a second floor. On the first floor was we were living, and my uncles were in the same. And then the side was my another grandfather's brother, which was actually, he married with my Masi.
Okay, mother's sister.
Mother's sister.
Yeah, that was very common. 2 brothers marrying 2 sisters.
Because he was the youngest son, so he married both uncle and married 2 sisters.
Now, how large was the city or the town? How many people?
I don't remember the figure, but it was quite big, because we as a Talkas, and it's quite big.
It's a mixed town in the Muslims?
Yes, it was a mixed town, but command was mostly Hindus.
Okay. Did you go to school there?
Yes.
Do you remember the name of the school?
One school was Lolumal School, which was my uncle actually. He started
named after him.
But there was another school which was up to the high school over there. So in Sindh, very few high school are there in the towns.
Yes,
So this was a town where we had a high school, but they used to go for high school exams from the Bombay University.
Okay.
So they you get the certificate from Bombay.
Okay, so it was under Bombay. Okay. How far was the school from you? Did you used to walk?
Yes, it was quite walk.
Okay.
Yeah,
Elementary school also?
Elementary school also is quite walking distance. And there was one for women's also,
Okay.
girls. And I remember my sister used to go there, but we never allow sisters, our women's, to go for education more than 6th or 7th grade.
Okay, so that conservative.
Because very conservative, because Muslims were there. And I remember even if our women goes out to other place, they have to cover. They have to get the burqa, and then they see with only one eye.
They had to cover
And
with
they
burqa?
take the children. So I used to go with if my mother goes anywhere, I had to go with her.
Oh, I see. Interesting. Now, your name of your parents?
My father's name is Kushiram,
Okay.
and my grandfather's name is Tilumal,
And what about your mother's name?
Mother Rejbai.
Westbury. Okay. Now, as you're growing up, then came partition, 47. Did your family stay back, or what happened to your family?
I told you because we were zamindars and
Means landlord.
landlords,
Yeah.
and that way Muslims, we were in the main eyes of the Muslims.
Okay.
And second thing, we were in RSS, which
Okay.
is the Rashtriya Swayam Sangh,
Which is a Hindu organization,
Hindu
defense organization.
organizations. So that was another eye on
Okay.
us.
Okay.
So it was very dangerous for us. Anytime anybody can attack on us.
Okay.
I remember the below of our house, there were property of Bhuttos. And Bhutto garden was very close to us. And because Bhutto had also lands in our town. And though he was living in Larkana, but he has more town, because
Okay.
Larkana was not that far from us.
Okay, it was not that far.
No, it was not that far. So he had lands with us also.
So, so what happened? Your family stayed in Pakistan, or did they move to India?
Actually, my mama was mother's brother. He was a police inspector in Kotadi.
Kotri, it's also in Sindh?
Kotadi is close to Hyderabad.
Oh, Hyderabad, the
next to
capital.
Hyderabad,
Okay.
capital of the.
Sindh.
And after that is Karachi. So it is on this Sindh part.
So you are north of Hyderabad, or between Hyderabad and Karachi?
No, we were on the other side.
Oh, other side. Okay.
Karachi, then comes Hyderabad, then comes Kotri, then
Okay.
comes Dadu,
Okay.
then Larkana.
Okay.
So we were in between Dadu and Larkana.
Oh, I see.
And that
Okay.
was called Radhan station.
Radha?
Radhan.
Radhan.
Radhan station, Radhan.
Okay.
Radhan station was, which was about, I say, 15-20 miles away from, maybe more than that, away from our town. So we have to go.
How did you used to go then?
We used to go in a Belgadi or
Bullock cart?
bullock
Yeah.
car or with a horse cart.
Okay.
We
so it
had
will
our
take
own.
half a day or one day to reach there, probably.
Not
15
yeah,
miles?
Yeah, it's quite time.
Yeah.
Takes
yeah,
time.
yeah. Okay.
So when we had this 47 problem, then my mama used, because he was police inspector and he got some permits. So because without permit you cannot move across the partition. So
Oh, really?
yes, they were giving the permits.
Oh.
So he got the permit of about 7-10 people, and our family was very big. So he came to, I remember he came in the night to Meher, and he told our grandfather that we got this partition. That
Yeah, so it already happened. It was after 15th of
after
August?
partition.
Oh, okay.
So when he came, he said, only we youngster left from there. So I was one of them. My age was about 11 years at that time. And my one cousin brother, he also was married with one son of 1-2 years. My brother already left before the partition to India, Jagat.
Yeah.
We talked with him. And so he was already there. And then his wife and his son, they were with me. My sister, she was unmarried. And another uncle's, his only wife, both, they were two brothers, so they're both wives. And that's it. And one cousin's sister. So we only youth came out before that.
I see.
Partition.
But how did you go?
We came...
And, before that, sorry, why did you go? Was there any attack on your family?
Because in our family, one, we were Hindu-minded. Second thing, we had a lot of properties. And third thing, we were mostly involved with RSS.
Okay.
So
Hindu Defense Organizations.
So that's why we were having and we were known that these are
your
targets. So that's why they say, because we didn't sold the properties.
Who made the decision then to move? Your grandparents? Your
grandparents.
Okay.
They made the decision, these from, because I told you that our grandfather has 3 more brothers. So from my side, my parents' side, my parents didn't come, only I and my
younger folks.
Myself, my brother's wife and his son.
So how did you go?
That was surprising because I remember we left at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
And I remember I was dressed up in Muslim, having this salwar kurta and janha cap.
Okay.
Though I was 11-year-old, but I remember I had bought that and I was wearing that. They made immediately for me and we left with the uncle. And our ladies were in burqa type, close with that, so nobody knows that they are Hindus or Muslims. And we left in early morning, so nobody knows.
Bullock cart?
No, this was a horse. Place, and we went to Radhan station. From there we went by train to Kotri. We went to stay with our mama because he was a police officer, so we went over there. And same night, my brother left before us and he came over there. He said, let me meet my parents. So he came just to see mama. He said, let me see mama and then I will go to my parents. So he met us over there.
So he went back from India to...
He was already in India.
Yeah,
so he came from India.
Okay.
He was in the Birsi camp at that time in Gondia site in Madhya Pradesh. It's close to Nagpur.
That's a long journey.
Yeah. So he came back actually and my mama told him, don't go to Meerut because all these youngsters are here, so you will meet everybody. So he met with us and then came back to India.
So how was your route from
came
Kotri
by route, from Kotri, it was only half an hour to Hyderabad, so we came from Hyderabad.
You took the train from Kotri?
We take Hyderabad train from Hyderabad to Marwad.
Yeah, that's
Gujarat.
Gujarat. So that train was running then?
Train was running that was coming from Hyderabad to Marwad.
Okay.
Marwad was the partition. Before that, it was a border line for Pakistan.
So it was you ended at the Pakistani border.
Yes.
I didn't enter India though.
No, it is when you come in Marwad station. You are entered.
So yeah. So I'm coming. The train line was still running at that time because it stopped after some time.
No, they were these trains were running with this people who has got permit to leave the
Oh,
Pakistan.
I see.
So
So,
nobody else can leave this.
oh, so it was basically for migration train,
Yes,
if
that's
I may call so.
Yes.
Okay. So how was the train journey? Was it very peaceful, scary?
No, it was very scary. I remember that was such a scary place because when we were on Hyderabad station,
What time?
it was in daytime over there, and it was so tough and scaring. You don't know that you will be alive after 1 hour.
Really?
Yes. It was very dangerous, and Muslims were moving over there. They see our luggage. If they like, they pick up that and they take away.
Really?
No, nobody will stop them. No. It was such crazy, and the police don't tell them why you are doing. I remember because my sister was engaged at that time, and we know our Sindhis prepare this Dahej for dowry or clothes and everything for girls, and I had those in a small bag, very expensive things in that. And I was walking there, and some Muslim, he saw me, and he came, he had a knife in his hand, and he just pushed. So I gone back, actually. If I would have not gone back, it would have killed me. But I went back and put the bag in the front. So this went in the bag, actually. And the beautiful handkerchiefs came out from there. And he snatched it and took away. Nobody can tell them anything. And I couldn't say anything to him, because if I say anything,
so of course,
they will kill you.
Although you're dressed as a Muslim, but they knew you were Hindu.
They were new, because all those people who were sitting there,
they
were all Hindus. They were going Hindus, and they were going to India.
Yeah.
And they had a permit. Only the permit people will go in that. So
there was no security at the train station.
There were a lot of security from that side, but that security was helping them.
Oh, I see. Just
it was the security for us, so we cannot fight back to them.
I see. Now in the train, it's a long journey also, because from Hyderabad through the border.
And there was till we crossed the border, it was really scary.
Did the train stop in between?
Yes, I think 1 or 2 places it stops. But we were sitting like very congested. We didn't have a space of 2 inches between 2 people. So it was very congested, because everybody wanted to leave, and we didn't have that much luggage or money. We just came to Marwar. I remember that was the toughest day in my life. In the Jains, we were only 3 people, myself.
You're a young boy.
My cousin.
You're a young boy. I mean,
yeah, I was young, plus I was in RSS, so I was trained fully. And I had a lot of courage at that time even. It was more than what my age was that. So I was there, and my brother. So 3 people, we were the only men. And the rest were ladies. And 2 children and 2 young girls, which were due to marry. So when we reached the Marwar, we took out our luggage ourselves. We didn't allow any other coolie or anybody to take out. We took everything ourselves. We came out the border, and I saw there was a steel gate, and there was a TC standing over there, and another train which we were supposed to take from there to Ahmedabad, which was on the other side of that platform. So my brother and my other cousin brother, they took the luggage. They told me, you stand here, take care of the luggage, and we'll first take all the ladies and children and make them seated in the compartment. So they took on the other side. They went there and make them seated there. There were some Muslims over there in the compartment they were occupying. So my brother and they had some argument over there to get them from there, to give them seats. And we were in that mood. So anyway, they left them, and it took them time to come back. By the time it was a train time to leave. So when they were coming back, my brother had something, so he was coming on left side, and my cousin was coming from the right side. And the train moved.
Oh.
And I was seeing from distance that this is a train where they went there. So I ran and went to the TC. I say, this is the train where these people are? He said, yes, that left. That shocked me because I was alone, having the luggage, having nothing. I was a new place. That was shocking to me at that time.
Course.
And I was only 10, 11 years old. It's a new area. We don't know the name of the places even. And I was just crying, but I didn't come out with that. But I was really feeling scared, very scared. And suddenly I saw my cousin is coming from right side. So that gives me. Then I look on the side, my brother is coming on the other side. So what happened to you guys? So he said that I thought my cousin is with the ladies, and so I came, and he said, I thought you are with them, so I came to help the Lal. So anyway, both of them came, and then we found out the train is gone. All ladies are gone alone, and they don't know anything. And now what to do? So we went to, my brother and they went to request this station master to stop the train. They said, no, we cannot stop. He said, okay, can we telegram to them? You telegram to them. At that time they had a hand telegram. And they said, we'll charge you 1 rupee at that time. And we find out we had a 1 rupee at that time. They gave him, he said, this rupee is no good, so we cannot telegram. So we couldn't do the telegram at that time. And when he came back, they said, we cannot telegram. Though again they talked with the station master what to do. He said, don't worry, they will be going to Ahmedabad, so next train you can go.
Oh, I see.
See, good thing was that at that time they were not charging us tickets, any tickets to travel in that
free
train. It was free traveling. So we had to wait there. Now because we left from Pakistan, came here, we didn't eat any place, anything. We were hungry. So let us have something. That's thing I remember very well. We were looking who has got money because our money was in the pockets of the women and the gold. So we didn't have the money, but we had the luggage. So anyway, I looked in my pocket. I had 1 quarter at that time, which called Motwani. And I took out that. There was one person who was selling chana and all those things. So we got him and bought the chana for a quarter that. And we 3 share with that and drink the water, so survive in that way.
Doctor.
So that was the...
Okay. So then you took the next train?
We took the next train, and when we reached to Ahmedabad, that was another good thing over there. My cousin, elder cousin's wife, her father was Congress person, Congress leader in Sindh. And there were a lot of Congress people used to come from India over there for canvassing. So they, one of person, he was volunteer on the station, Ahmedabad, and he saw her, and she also recognized him. So he said, are you daughter of Vishnudas? Her father's name was Vishnudas. So he said, Yes. So he took care of them.
Okay.
He took them, got them pudi, chola, and all those things. So they were very happy with that. Got them beds, and very good beds.
Okay.
Put on the platform, and they were sleeping, taking rest over there. And when we reached there, again they told me, took out the luggage. They told me, okay, you stand there, we are going. I said, don't get lost. So one person went on one side, another side to see this. And they couldn't find out the women. Actually, they were sleeping on the floor.
Oh, okay.
And they're putting this cover
so,
so nobody can see them. And they passed through that 2-3 times. And but they say, oh, who are this? You know. So they, anyway, my auntie came with that leader, and she was looking for us, and she found me.
Okay. Now, where did you end up finally? Did you end up in Madhya Pradesh or near Nagpur?
No, we went from there to, because my brother was working in Nagpur in Barsi camp.
Refugee camp, yeah.
That's called Barsi camp, which was close to Nagpur. It's not a Nagpur actually. This was Gondia.
Gondia, okay.
Gondia. And from Gondia it was about 12 to 15 miles away.
Okay.
And that was an army camp.
Okay.
With this, we stayed there.
Okay. So you from Ahmedabad you went to Gondia. Did you? It's a special train or the regular train?
It's a regular trains, but they didn't charge us.
Okay.
Refugees people.
But what happened to your parents?
Parents came after 1 year.
After 1 year?
After 1 year.
So they stayed there. Were there any? How was the life? Did they tell you?
They didn't have. Our Muslim, those who were working us, they were very cooperative with them. See, the one reason they were cooperative because they were getting all the properties.
So did they give them the property, or they just vacated?
No, they vacated, but they give
some to them.
So some to them.
What happened to your uncle, Mama, who was a police officer? Did he stay back?
He stayed back. Then he came back and he was appointed in Ajmer.
So he also left.
He left. Everybody left.
Oh, so
but they came late. We were the only children there for 1 year alone.
Alone, okay. And then your parents came, then came your mama. After that you came mama.
Yeah.
So they came, your mama
They were different places. We were totally different
But
places.
which year your mama came? Which year? Your maternal uncle?
I think he must have come after 1 year. So in 48, 49.
Have you ever anybody gone back to visit Meher?
No. But see what happened actually. One of my real uncle, he was donated to the temple.
Okay.
Because there were 6 brothers, so one brother was donated to the temple. So we had a very big temple where every day, still that temple is still there.
Okay. In Meher?
Yes, it's a big temple. It is a famous temple over there. And that has got every day at least 200 people used to come and have the langar there, to eat there.
So it is still there? So any of your relations are still there? Motwani?
One Motwani, he got converted into Muslims because they had big properties. And
he couldn't survive by being Hindu?
No. So he became Muslim. His name I still remember, Kanao Motwani. He was, their building was next to our building, and that was a beautiful building. Whole roof was decorated with the statues and all those things. So they didn't want to leave that. He was the only son, and I think they had one daughter also.
Okay. So the mandir, do you know who takes care of the mandir now?
There are some of those shish are there. My uncle was there for 2-3 years after that, and then he came and they opened the same darbar our Guruji opened in Katni in India.
Yeah. Okay. Where is Katni?
Katni is in Uttar Pradesh, close to Ahmedabad and this Allahabad.
Okay. So, all right. Now, when did you after India? When did you? How long you stayed in the refugee camp?
We were there for 1.5 years or 2 years, and then.
Did you go to school?
No, not over there. So I lost my school.
So where did you go to school?
So my brother then came and settled in Baroda.
Baroda.
He was a teacher there, so he came over there, and then myself and his wife and children, we came to Baroda.
Okay.
But our other families went to Akola and then some Nagpur.
Akola in Maharashtra.
Maharashtra.
And Baroda. So you studied in Baroda?
So I studied in Baroda.
Where did you study?
There was three camps in Baroda. One was a Varsha camp, one was a Harni camp, and one was Outram camp.
Okay.
Which they closed after that, and Harni camp was the big camp, which has airport over there.
Okay.
And so we were living there, and we had a school there, Sindhi school.
And did you go to college there too?
Yes.
What did you study?
Architecture.
Architecture.
Actually, I dropped my studies because I told you that my parents, and they didn't have the education, so they couldn't work over here. They were zamindars. They had never done anything, and my father was over 60s at that time. So they didn't work. So only the work was done by myself and my brother, and I was young. So my brother was doing only.
Yeah, you studied architecture there in Baroda, and then when did you come to the United States?
I came in United States in 77.
77.
I came before that also in 73 to 74.
Did you come to study here?
I came to visitors, then I joined the college also.
Okay.
New York Institute of Technology.
So you studied?
Studies there. But they didn't give me the visa to study, so I had to go back again. But I was doing already practice in Lucknow as an architect.
All right. Now I'm almost coming to the end. But can you have you ever thought why Muslims, let's say you came to Gujarat or Maharashtra, Muslims who are minority there were able to stay, but since they were Hindus or minority who couldn't stay. That is where one minority had to leave, but from India the other minority didn't leave.
I think this is government policy. I blame to government, especially Congress government, for that, because they needed Muslim votes, so they were supporting them. Same thing is happening nowadays. If you see, if they go for the Muslims go for the pilgrims, they get the priority from government, but Hindu don't get. Why?
I see.
So this is all government policy which is doing and hurting Hindus in other way.
If people ask you now, where is your home? What do you say in America? If somebody asks you, do you ever say Sindh or you say India?
I will say India. Even when I got the passport, I always write Meher, Sindh, India. In the bracket, I say at present Pakistan.
I'm almost to the end. Do you think can Hindus and Muslims live together? And how?
I don't think so. At present. It is not that all Muslims are bad. There are certain Muslims who are very good in that. But it looks like they are trained from their childhood.
I see.
To go against other communities. It's not only Hindus, but they do.
Is there anything else that I didn't ask you want to say in closing?
I remember still when even I was in Lucknow, when you had a partition in Bangladesh, and when Bangladesh became independent and Indira Gandhi was supporting them, I was at that time architect in Lucknow. And I see the government, how much they help this Muslims of Bangladeshi. Those who were hurt or those soldiers were hurt, all the hospitals in Lucknow were full of those people.
I see.
Not only that, I remember sugar and rice.
Mm.
They were taken over from all the shops of Lucknow
Okay.
to feed them.
Okay.
And those who were in Lucknow, they couldn't get this sugar, but other people were getting. One way it was good, they gave this, but what we got out of that from Bangladesh?
Okay.
What's the policy of Bangladesh at that time? I remember even one soldier told me that Muslims from the Pakistan, they came there and they cut the bodies of their women and children and put in wells. I don't know how far that's correct, but they say that they did with the not Hindus, but even Muslims. So I think that was the thing which Hindus have the soft corner for, help them even at that time.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for your time.